Alright, so I figured I would do a tutorial on how to play this with the capo. The upside of this is you don't have to play the song detuned. You don't have to tune your guitar down a half step, which would make it in the key of C sharp if you're playing the song instead of D, because you're going down a half step. I mean, some people, it's also a D flat, you know, but because of the key of the song, you'd call it a C sharp. Now, the song itself isn't that many chords, and I did some other stuff earlier on my channel. I don't really think they were that great. At least I feel like I've gotten better as far as knowing what's being played by watching other videos, but also by listening by ear. And I know it's pretty close, but I still use two guitars. You can probably do it all with one guitar, especially if it's detuned. With this, in this case, it sounds better with two. So I'm going to show you the different parts. The intro, you know, you have the... So you're just doing a... You're just walking down. Then you go to the next string, the A. Then you're going to go here. So they're kind of doing this note. It's harder to bend it right now because the capo tightens the string, so it's not like I have as much slack up here as I normally would because of the capo. It's heightening the key. I mean, so it is a little harder to pull on these strings. So basically you're just doing... So you could have one guitar do that. You could probably all do it at the same time. Anyways, the chords, you're doing your first finger here on the top, and you're gonna have your fingers over the D and the G string. Just like if you're playing like if this was in the normal key, it'd be like an A2 or A sus2, I'm not sure. But just put your first finger here, and you're just basically hammering, you're pressing down with your pinky and making the A shape. Then you go here, make that D shape with a D2, and you're just hammering on this one. Or you could slide. So you're like... Then you're playing it open, that A2. Alright, then you do the do-no. This time you're going to make a D and you're going to hammer on the bottom. So you're like do-no, do-no, do-no. Then you play regular A. Alright, so that's the intro as far as I can tell. Now when you go to the verses, it's not a whole lot of picking, but you're just going to, again, put your first finger here and you're going to only have your fingers on these two frets. You're going to go, you're going to hit the top. And then you're going to make that D shape. I use these fingers. You're just going to go down, down. You're going to hit these two, the D and the G, then you're going to come from the bottom. So then you're going to come back here and make your A shape. Only this time it's the A2 again, but you're going so just like before. So you're just going to make it a sustain. You're going to hit from the top string. Now I strum it, I'm sure someone's picking it. I'm not really good at finger picking, so and you're just gonna kind of do that. I like to let that ring here because it's kind of nice. Now when you go to that's the verses the first time. Second time you're just adding that. And then, you know, going back to that. Now you could probably do it with the one guitar. But see, I don't do it because I like hitting that, you know. So that's what I have the other guitar doing while I play that part. Then you're going to the bridge, or the pre-chorus, I mean. So what I do is I put my first finger here, these two fingers on these two frets here, your A string and your D string, and you just go. Now, I also sometimes will put my first finger here on that. It would, you know, like that. It's kind of like it would be an F sharp or F sharp minor, but I play it open, so. Then I make an E shape. Then the D shape, the D2 again. Then you go. Da, da, da. And I'll play, it's a B minor 7 shape. Now, they normally do this, but I have the other guitar doing that. So on this guitar, the first one, if you're just playing the chords, I play it open like this. You're just making that shape, but instead of hitting that one, you're just leaving that open. You're still putting your fingers here, 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 and you're barring the rest. So, but I leave that bottom one open, then you go here to that E shape. Alright, and then you go to the chorus. I'll show the other guitar in a second. You go to the chorus, which is going to be, so again, you hold this down, and now you can make A shapes. A lot of people play it like this. I like to play A many times like this, where if you're able to, if you get used to it, you can play it by holding down those three, but you're just using the one finger. You just kind of have to bend it in such a way that you leave the other string open. Now, in this case, I don't play the bottom string usually. I mute that one and that one. I just play those 4 strings. Then you go. You're playing that D shape again, and you're kind of off and hammering. Playing normal A shape with the 3. This time I'm using these 3 fingers, mainly because I can do that. Again, this shape I like for this chord and for some songs, but in this case I use it for the first part. Just like that. Kind of similar to the verse. Alright, now it just repeats that, you know. And that's when you go back to that. Alright, so you're doing that. Now, remember how before I had one guitar do this? You just kind of let it ring. Now you have the high part too that it's doing. So, because it's down here, I'm sure they slide. You know, because there's a string that's sliding when it goes to this chord. But I can't do it on this with the capo, so you'll just have to live with that, I guess. Now, one guitar, you're going to bar all these, every string. Put your finger here and your bottom finger on the 5th fret. So you're going to go. And now, I've seen people play it like this, where you're just hitting those 3. But it doesn't feel like it has a whole lot of, like, so I'll add 2 extra strings. So all I'm doing is, again, I'm barring these 4 strings. You're still making that D shape, you know, pretty much this here. But instead, you're going to bar it, put your finger here. It almost looks like if you're doing a C sharp minor 7, C sharp minor 7. That same shape, the B minor shape, B minor 7. Same shape, except you're going to mute this string, and you're only going to hit the top. You're going to leave that open, and you're going to hit it from here. You're going to put this finger here, or not there, I mean this one here, these are barred, and this one's going to be right here, so you're just going, so, then you move up, and you're only moving up half step right here. You're going to bar all the strings and put these 2 fingers down here, just like if you're playing that A2, you're going to do it here. So, see if I can show the pattern. And you go back here. I know it's barred, so it's a little weird. Now the third time, it does those the first 2 times. The third time the guitar does something like. So you're just playing that D2 shape, so it's. Then you go. You're doing that same B minor 7 shape. And again, you go back to the chorus. And that's it. And that's pretty much the whole song. All that you really need to know to play the song. The same chords, just higher. So that's why if you have 2 guitars, it sounds really pretty. Alright, so that's the song, and I'll try to put out other covers of songs that I enjoy. If anyone has a request, I'll do my best to learn the song. As of yet, nobody has, but just let me know and I'll try to do an acoustic cover and show you, to the best of my knowledge, what's being played. Hope you guys have a nice day, and that's it.